got the red, white, blue, flying high on the farm. Semper Fi tattooed on his left arm. Spent a little more in the store for a tag. In the back it says USA. He won't buy nothing and he can't fix. With WD-40 and a Craftsman wrench, he ain't French or dust. He's just made in America.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Costa Mesa Pettis Perspective. This will be another special edition, special episode, however you want to call it. Before I forget, I want to let you know that the videos that I'm doing starting, I think, 5 back are now on Instagram. So please follow the Costa Mesa Pettis Perspective Instagram page. So those will be easier for some folks to look at. Also, please subscribe and like to the videos. Helps us track them. So tonight we're going to talk vaccine passports. First thing I want to do though is, a lot of times when you hear people that are against things like passports, vaccine passports, you think the person speaking, myself in this case, might be an anti-vaxxer right-winger. It's actually not the case. As a lot of people know that I work in the healthcare field, work in a hospital. I was vaccinated myself. I had the Moderna 2-shot vaccination. I did my own research. I talked to a lot of doctors, a lot of physicians, and I was personally convinced that the mRNA Moderna vaccine was safe enough and had enough efficacy at the 90+% that I was wanting to make a decision to take it. Now, that's me. That's my research. That's the decision I came to. On the other hand, I fully respect 100% everybody else's decisions. If you don't want to take the vaccine, great. If your reasons for not wanting to do so, none of my business. Totally respect the individual decision on that part. So I just want to get that out of the way, that I'm personally a proponent of vaccinations, but I'm definitely not a supporter of this passport business that we're talking about. So today, I don't think it's still going on, but the board of supervisors met, or a meeting, and it was to discuss the passport issue. And actually, it might not be called. I thought my interest in this started with the Dr. Clayton Chow. I wanted to say his name. He's the Orange County Health Director, and his quote I had read a day or so ago. This issue is controversial, and we probably won't use the term passport. So that was a clue that something funny is going on, and I want to talk a little bit about it and why I'm against vaccine passports or any kind of government, whether it be federal, city, local, county level mandate, why I'm against it. So what we're talking about here is a lot of people know that they're using the Athena app. First of all, the Athena app, the first thing, I know that they were having issues with it to start when they were talking about when they were using it for people to sign up for vaccines. So it had a rough start. The app itself had a rough start, but they're using QR codes. And what happens is it's already up and running. The pilot is underway as we speak. So what happens is if you use, let's say they get this thing up and running, the passport deal is authorized by the county. County is mandating it. You scan your code. It pings the state database then to verify the authenticity of your vaccination records. So anybody that thinks, well, I'm cool with private people using it, and I'm also cool with the city if they want to be the providers of the digital platform. If you think it stops there, you're sorely mistaken. Your information definitely will be pinged to the state database, and you will be on record as. And if people think that's kept private, I got an oceanfront property in Arizona to sell you. So why do I have issues with it? There's 2 main categories. So the Fourth Amendment, we have in this state, we're free people. We have the Fourth Amendment, which is the right to privacy. It is a constitutional right. And that means you can't be searched illegally. A lot of people just think it's just about police, but you can't be asked to provide records against your will. Your records, digital or paper, are your records. I think that is asking for a vaccination passport definitely is a violation of your constitutional Fourth Amendment right. I also believe it's a huge power grab. From the one thing the progressives do really, really, really well is I've talked about this in the past. They're really good at closing ranks, sticking together, and voting together. Another thing they're really good at is going for huge all or nothing power grabs. So, Green New Deal. I'm just using these examples. I know this doesn't really apply to us at the local level, but I believe all of this has to do with a government power grab. And it's a slippery slope when you start allowing government in. Once they have a foothold in, you can expect they rarely take anything away. So if you remember back to 2 weeks to stop the spread, right? I know that at the time, none of us knew what this virus was all about. We were all concerned. We didn't know. We're all willing to do our part on the 2 weeks to curb the spread of the virus. But here we are a year later. We still haven't fully opened. We're still not even in the yellow. Kids have not been back to school. And masks mandates are all over the place. Businesses were shut down. Businesses were open, shut down again. People lost their jobs. So that's a real world example of how these things go. So I think that as a free person in a free society, one of the things that we enjoy in the United States is freedom and liberty. And freedom and liberty is not free. So there are going to be risks associated with being free. So as TJ or Thomas Jefferson says, he'd rather live in dangerous freedom versus peaceful slavery. I think there's a lot of meaning. I don't mean to be melodramatic, but look, if I want to go out and I believe that I'm vaccinated on my own, or I feel I'm socially distancing and I want to do that on my own, I want to wear a mask on my own, and I'm going to take the risk to go out there and be in society, that's my choice. That's not the government's choice. And I believe we'll do that as people. I don't believe that we need the nanny state. I don't believe we need to be told how to be safe. So I think that's what's occurring right now. So the liberty and freedom and constitutional argument is a major one for me, and that supersedes most everything else. And free market, when you look at free markets and free market capitalism, I believe that philosophy that we have and we believe in this country will take care of some of the same things that this vaccine passport issue hopes to achieve. And what do I mean by that? So in free markets, the main driving thing that makes it so, the two main driving things that make it so successful in this country is pricing and competition. So competing for setting the price, say an airline, at a certain price, and then the private sector competes to have the highest quality at the lowest price. And that in itself drives innovation, competition, safety. And so if I'm an airline, am I going to want to put people on planes and have them get sick, get sued, and go out of business? I think that alone is going to make me, if I choose as a private business to ask for vaccine proof, that's perfectly acceptable. I think businesses are free to do what they choose without government intervention. And if they think you need to show proof of vaccination, so be it. That's their private business. They have the right to do that. And I have the right to not fly on that airline, or I have the right to show my vaccine passport. That's up to me. It's called liberty. It's not up to the government. And I think that another major thing that will happen here is it will be used by no longer Foley, but you can replace Foley with John Stevens as mayor, as a tool, as a cudgel, as a reason to keep businesses closed and be the heavy-handed government, and they'll be the ones to decide opening business, closing business based on vaccination records. It'll just be another tool used. And do we want local bureaucrats being the ones to govern these things? I know I don't. So other than it being a tool to control business and to be an overreaching local government, also there is this idea that you could use this technology to punish some businesses and reward others. And I can use local or recent examples. Look at, remember what happened to Measure Q. Support or against the cannabis initiative, that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm saying that what did happen was there was a finite amount of special use permits issued by Mayor Foley. And guess who got those permits? The ones that donated to her campaign, the ones that were friendly to her. And that is a way to reward political favors. And I think that the vaccine passport could be used in the same way. Take another example, the Community Workforce Agreement. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's a big, nasty piece of legislation here at the city level that gives local city government at City Hall the responsibility, right, and power to give contracts for capital improvement projects. Say, I don't know, they want to build a new park, they want to improve the library, whatever it might be. The community workforce agreement states that those need to go to union contracts, and therefore no liberty, no freedom, no free market. And that is the type of, once you give some power to a government, they never take it, they keep it and they want more. So I think you put all that together, I'm definitely against this passport thing. It was nice to see, I think that 200 some odd people spoke out today at the event that was held. The Board of Supervisors met, and I want to say that Foley, Mayor Foley, or former Mayor Foley, District 2, is for vaccine passports. I believe that Doe used to be, but now he's back out against it, which is great. Wagner's against it, and Chafee's for it. So far, this is as of the making of this video. It could change. So I'm letting you guys know how this goes. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I took the vaccine. Very much against this vaccine passport issue. The important thing is to be kind to yourself, be good to each other. Together we can get it done. Bye for now.